Hi guys, my name is Kason. Today I'm going to be giving a little presentation on the immune system. So I'm sorry I'm sitting down, but I just kind of had to get my face in the shot. So first off, we're going to be talking about the structure. So the immune system is a large network that's made up of many different aspects, and they all have different roles and jobs that they do to help keep our bodies safe and healthy. So first off, we have white blood cells. They're pretty much there just to protect from different infections and different diseases, and they just try and fight it off as well as they can. I have a little illustration here. They're just little blood cells. They work with the organs, the proteins, and the chemicals in the body, and many different other aspects, but these are just kind of the main ones. The organs are used to fight germs and foreign substances. They find these different foreign substances, and if they determine that they're not safe or they're not good for our body, they're going to fight them off and get them away from our body, get them out of our system so that they're not going to negatively affect us. Proteins have many different roles in the immune system. I highlighted a couple of the key features. One of the key features that they have is being messengers. So they're the ones that are going to be trying to relay throughout the body if these are good and if they're bad. So if they're not good, then they're going to communicate to the chemicals, and the chemicals are going to go and destroy them and make sure that they don't continue into our body. So along with messaging, they're also very important in differentiation. They find the different things that are entering the body, and they determine if they're good for our body, if they're not good for our body. If they're good for our body, they just let them go. If they're not, then like I said, they're going to communicate to the chemicals. They're going to find out what they are and destroy them. So continuing with chemicals, they're attacking substances, like I said. They're working together to support the immune system. So if it's a very deadly virus or if it's a very hard germ to kill, they're going to work together and they're going to try their best to make sure that they either limit its function to where it's not going to hurt the body or they completely destroy it. So moving on to the function of the body, or the immune system in our bodies, they're going to keep you healthy. That's the main goal of the immune system. That's the main job. It's going to keep you healthy. It's going to destroy and limit the germs that are entering your body, and it's going to provide antibodies so that if you have a disease, it's going to make sure that it's not very effective, and over time it's not going to hurt you. So a good example that I found when I was researching are the vaccines for COVID-19, for like the flu, for instance. You get a little bit of the disease into your body, a little bit of the virus into your body, and it's going to help your body create these immunities. It's going to help them find a way to fight it. And so if you do end up getting it, your body's already ready to fight it. It's already immune to it, and it's not going to hurt you as bad as if you didn't get a vaccine. Moving on to risk factors, there are many different things that can negatively affect your immune system and its functions. A couple of those are smoking and alcohol. You find a lot of people that are chronic smokers that have smoked their whole life or a majority of their life, and people that have been negatively affected by alcoholism. They have a very weak immune system, and it just breaks down their immune system over time, and it really limits the function of what it cannot fight in your body, the germs and the diseases and the viruses. It's very hard for it if it's been broken down by alcohol consumption and from smoking. Along with this, poor nutrition. Just going along with this, proper nutrition is very key, very vital to maintaining a very strong immune system. If you're not having the proper nutrition, it's going to be very hard for your immune system to have the proper nutrients and energy to fight off things such as viruses and germs. So make sure that you're eating good so that your body, not only your immune system, but just proper body function overall. Proper nutrition is very important. And then these two I put hand in hand. I put little dashes because they usually work hand in hand. Stress and lack of sleep are can be very detrimental to your immune system as well. Obviously, if you're stressed, it can lead to lack of sleep. And vice versa. If you're not getting enough sleep, it can lead to stress. So these are very important. Rest is when your body is able to recover from everything. So when your body is expending all that energy and going through that hard process of keeping you healthy and fighting off diseases and viruses and germs and anything that's trying to enter your body, and then you're not getting enough sleep, it's not going to be able to recover and recuperate. So it's very vital that you get enough sleep so that your body can keep fighting and keep doing everything that you need it to do. So moving on, age-related changes. Usually around the 50 to 60-year-old mark is when immune systems start to go downhill. Obviously, there are other factors where immune systems can be compromised at a younger age. Different autoimmune disorders can very negatively impact a person's life. And so this is just the typical person. Around 50 to 60 mark is when the immune system starts to really plummet. And when it plummets, it's very sad because it's just not able to do what it once was. So one of the things that it does is that it is very, very limited on what it can protect, whether it's infections or cancer cells. And your body is, when your immune system is in the younger years, it does a very good job of controlling those cancer cells that are trying to enter your body, the like rapidly growing cells. It's able to kind of just limit them down so that they don't negatively influence your body and just, can cause cancer and other things like that. And when you get to that 50 to 60 mark, it's very, very hard for it to continue to do that because it's just compromised and it's just going downhill. So it's very hard to protect against those infections. And also another key thing is that it loses its ability to fully heal wounds. It's very hard because wounds, if you know, they can cause diseases if they're not properly treated, if they're not able to heal, and they can lead to amputation and even death. So it's very, very crucial that if you're in this age range or your immune system is compromised, that you find the help that you can so that it doesn't spread into a deadly infection that can cause amputation or death. And as I was saying earlier, just one of the key things, that's why you see a lot of older people develop cancer, is because their body just can't fight it as much anymore. It's not as good at fighting it. So especially with all the carcinogens that are in the air today, whether it's from radioactivity, from different technology, or from fossil fuels that can cause chemicals, it's very hard for their immune systems to just fight everything that we have in today's society. So it's very hard. So 3 common disorders of autoimmune disorders. Lupus, one, is when your immune system attacks its own tissue, and this is very detrimental. As I stated earlier, your body is trying to attack bad things, and it's trying to attack things that don't belong in your body. So when it starts attacking your own tissue, it can be very bad. It can negatively impact your brain. It can negatively impact your skin, your lungs, just throughout your body. You name it, it can be very bad. So my illustration, one of the common signs and symptoms of having lupus is that you break out in this rash all over your body, and it's very irritable and very just uncomfortable for the patient. And it can get very deadly, it can get very bad, but that's just one of the most common. Celiac disease is very common. It's your immune reaction, a negative reaction to gluten. It can cause inflammation, it can cause diarrhea, it can cause malabsorption, so your body isn't able to absorb those key nutrients that it needs, and that can be very detrimental as well, and it can very negatively impact your body's functions. And then Addison disease is when your adrenal gland doesn't produce as much hormones. It kind of limits the production of hormones, and this can be bad because hormones are a very important function of your body as well. So if your hormonal production goes down, it can be very bad, especially if you're younger. If you're younger and you have that, it can be very hard for you. Damage to adrenal cortex is one of the key things that it does, one of the very bad impacts that it has on your body. So Addison disease can be very bad. And then lastly, just some important information for caring for a resident or for a family member, or for a patient or whoever you're caring for with an autoimmune disorder. Just let them take their time. Don't rush them. This works hand in hand with stress. Just don't rush them. Don't make them feel like they're an inconvenience for you. Just make sure that you're smiling, make sure that you're helping them out when they need it. Also give them some independence if they want it. Just let them live their life. Don't make them feel like they're an inconvenience for you, like I said. Promote healthy eating, just hand in hand with everything. Healthy eating, as I said. You want to have proper nutrition to make sure that your body is functioning correctly as well as your immune system. So make sure that they sleep as well. Sleep, obviously, very, very important factor of just keeping everything in your body strong, healthy, working properly. And regular physical activity. If they can, if they're not bedridden, if they're not just impaired physically, take them outside for a walk. Let them go for a walk. Let them get a little bit of exercise. Not only does getting outside help with immune system, keeping them strong, but it also just reduces any like depression. It's been known that if they're bedridden or if they stay inside for too long, it can cause severe depression, sadness, anger. It can just be very bad for their overall mental health. So if they can get outside, if they can just get a change of scenery, just feel at peace, feel like they have a little bit of independence, it's very, very good for them. And like I said earlier, reduce their stress. Don't make them feel like they're an inconvenience for you. Make sure that you're treating them respectfully and giving them what they need, what they ask for, and just trying to make their life as good as possible, which is our overall goal. So you just want to make them feel comfortable. And yeah, so overall, that's just my immune system. I gave a little bit of a depiction, not very detailed, but just kind of a basic illustration of a couple of the key important functions and structures of the immune system. But that's my demonstration. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. If you have any questions about my poster or anything, just let me know, and I look forward to seeing your guys'.